Meow. Welcome to what is probably the new series, in which I do art-related videos from bed. I'm thinking of calling it Comfy Creations. Lily is being my assistant today. Lily, Billy, and Akira. And Terry's also sort of an assistant. She's actually looking over here now, sort of. Hi. How are you today, Berry? How are you, Terry Cherry? She's so round. I love her. Look at her little round face. Terry. Back to ignoring me. So I have this character that ended up being designed just in, I think in my other sketchbook actually, but she's also in this one. And she doesn't have a name yet, so I thought I could draw and talk and y'all could come up with a name for her for me. Seraphina's sitting next to me looking so round and content. What is the date actually? Let me... 20th of April. Okay, so 2004 2024. So this is kind of a bit of a sickly character. She spends a lot of time in hospital. I have not established why she is spending so much time in the hospital, but she does spend a lot of time in the hospital. And she lives in a world where her hair is naturally green. Because, you know, if we're going to have a fictional character, she can live in a world where hair can be naturally green. Maybe she lives in the same world as Psyche K, and it's because of what he did to the world that her hair can be naturally green. And that is why her eyebrows are green also. She likes to wear comfortable clothing, loose, comfortable clothing. So when she gets dressed, she thinks in terms of comfort above all else, more so than like cute factor or any other kind of appearance-based things, or even above practicality. Like, if it happens to be practical, cool, but as long as it's comfortable, she doesn't care if it ends up being impractical in other ways. For she does like the cutesy aesthetic towards clothing. She doesn't focus on it because, you know, comfort above all else. For I guess some people do find the cutesy kawaii type stuff to be their comfort place. Like, I'll probably have some art of her in that more cutesy type of style, but that's not like her primary wardrobe. I think I'd probably end up having another character that maybe cuts her hair for her. Like, she does not get her hair professionally done. She's got someone in her life that cuts her hair for her. Let's put notes on the page so I can actually remember what I said. Is naturally green. Sounds like one of the neighbours is mowing their lawn. Has a friend that cuts her hair. With my own hair, I typically cut and dye my own hair. It is surprisingly easy to maintain a bright red colour. And I might make a video showing the fixing up of the roots of my hair, because I have quite dark regrowth at the moment. It depends on y'all's response to a previous video that has not yet gone live. So it is all up to you guys, whether or not you see that. And then I will also show you how I use these Posca pastels that I've been really loving. Look at this tiny little piece. One of my Posca pastels snapped in half, and I'm determined to keep using both halves of it because I don't want to waste any of these fabulous pastels. I've been really lazy about drawing hands lately, so I should probably put like a tiny bit of effort into them. Here's the thumb, here's... I did not leave enough space on this. I worry that one day I will be accused of using AI art just because I am sometimes lazy when it comes to my drawings. But I guess I escaped that criticism at the moment because of the fact I haven't done any digital art in like nearly 2 months now. And I don't... Why would anyone make that with AI? That'd have to be incredibly stupid. Like, it's not a bad looking sketch, but it is a sketch that, and I don't think anyone would care to make this with AI. She's probably the kind of character that has like a big backpack full of all her essential type of things. Because, you know, if she's going to be in the hospital a lot, she would want to be always prepared and always have the things that will keep her comfortable. I think a backpack that looks kind of like a ladybug would be cute. I'm going to take the lid off this so I can do some erasing. I find I can grip the little ears of the bunny with my teeth and pull the lid off very easily, which is a plus of these pens. I absolutely... the bunny Legami pen, erasable pen, is probably my current favourite one to sketch with. I was using those pink ones, but you know, and I still really like them, but this one's a bunny and I love it. And look, it says, "Don't worry, be happy." Who could not love that the absolute most? I think she has a giant backpack, and it's like... round, and then... and then it's probably got like a zip. So it's like a round disc, and it's got the zip along the top here, and then it's got the straps on the other side. This probably does not demonstrate how this backpack works the best, but you know what? I will assume that you get it. And it's like, it's a ladybug backpack, sort of. It's not like a really well-designed ladybug backpack, but I think people looking at it can get the idea that it's meant to be a ladybug. So you've got some stompy old boots. I have some slightly decent boots that I sometimes wear, but I don't really wear them that often because they add like maybe somewhere from half an inch to an inch to my height, and they make my feet feel heavy. So like, while I like the boots, they make me feel wobbly when I'm walking, and honestly, I am already not the most amazingly steady person in regards to walking. Mostly when it comes to walking up and down stairs. I am not great at walking up and down stairs. Do not ask me to do that. I have 2 steps in my place that from the bedroom to the main room. Terry, why are you doing that? Terry. I have some fish treats that she can have. But I usually lean against the wall pretty solidly when I'm walking up and down those. And then I have some steps out my front door. I have fallen down those before. So, let's start with some colouring. So with this character, I like to start with this one, which you cannot see the name of. I think this is light ochre, because this one here is light orange, I think. I don't know why it's called light orange. Does this look anything like orange to you? But I start with light ochre, so I can do kind of the dark bits on the darker bits of her skin tone. She doesn't really have a whole lot of dark bits to her skin tone. She probably spends a lot of time indoors. I don't know how much sunlight she gets. But, you know, skin isn't typically one flat colour, so it's nice to have this kind of darker tone to balance out the lighter tones. Sorry that the brightness and the lighting is probably kind of shifting a lot, because I think it's just the white balance and everything adjusting as my hand is covering and not covering the whiteness of the page. These sketchbooks, they're the Talon's Art Creation sketchbook, and the regular ones that are just completely blank on the front, like the ones that are all one colour on the front. I can grab one as an example in a minute. These ones that are just one colour on them, they have like a, if you look in them, their paper is like, it's not white, it's like an off-white colour. All the ones that are blank like this, they come in like, they come in this size. This is 12 inches, I think. I could be wrong. You know, I've been known to be wrong on a great many occasions. And they come in this size, the landscape size, and again, this has the off-white page colour. And then they also come in this size, which is the size of the one I'm working in now. I think it's 12 inches across the bottom, maybe, and then taller. And so all the ones that have blank covers like that, they all have this off-white paper. And then the ones that have kind of the fancy covers, they use like I think it's a particular art, like different artists' work. Like there's this one that's got this particular piece of art that I really like, the Milkmaid or something like that. I really like that art. So I have a sketchbook that has that on the cover from this brand. And, oh, gosh. This one has this on the cover, and you can get this in all the different sizes that the regular ones come in, but it's got, you know, rather than having that off-white colour paper, it's really white paper. Which I guess was a little bit of a pointless tangent, unless you were really interested in the Talon's Art Creation sketchbooks, which I really like them, and it feels like I see them all the time on TikTok, or maybe it's just like confirmation bias. Like, I use them, I probably tend to interact more with posts that are by artists, and then more so by posts by artists that are using art supplies I also like. So I'm probably seeing them more because I'm interacting with them more, you know. People tend to like other people who like the things that they like. Well, I feel like I definitely see them a lot. Along with the other brand of notebooks I have, actually. I can't pronounce it. But, I see people using those as sketchbooks too, and I don't really get the appeal. That brand. Because I like this as a notebook. I haven't actually done anything in this. Like, the paper is okay, but I couldn't imagine using this as a sketchbook. The size of it is good. I mean, it's not the worst paper I've ever seen. Like, this is actually thicker than some of those tiny little sketchbooks I've been using. And then there is the fact that it's got a pocket at the back. It's got a pocket at the back that you can stick things in. And then the front, it's got a bookmark in the front. It's got a table of contents. It's got dotted pages. The pages all have numbers on them. So, like, it's useful if you wanted to use it as a sketchbook. It's just not, like, the go-to thing I would use. And then there's also that brand has notebooks that have thinner paper than 120 grams. I just tend to gravitate towards getting the ones with thicker paper because I like thicker paper. Like, I think that sketchbook, that little yellow one, it probably has like 80, somewhere from 80 to 100 grams in terms of the thickness of the paper. So it's like, that notebook is probably better than it at least. But also I got this little yellow one in a set. So, and I don't really understand what the purpose of that set is. I have another sketchbook that's by the same brand as these little ones, and I haven't started using it yet because I haven't decided what I want to use in it, and it's a sketchbook that I wanted for ages, and it's like, I don't want to start drawing something in it and then feel like I've wasted it if I don't end up liking whatever I drew. So I've used pink to do the kind of blushy parts, and then we can smush this in, go over the pink and the darker bits to kind of try to blend it a little bit. I first saw these Posca pastels by Whiskey Rabbit on TikTok, I think she was using them, and I really liked the look of them because Whiskey Rabbit makes them look so buttery and nice, and it took me a little bit to adjust to them, and then I really like them. I mean, at first I got oil pastels to see what those were like, and I like the oil pastels, but they leave a lot of crumbage. Like these ones, they leave a little bit of crumbage, but nowhere near as much as those oil pastels did. So I used the oil pastels for a few days. I've still got the oil pastels. I will end up using them more. And then I ended up giving in and buying these. And I absolutely love these and have been using them so much, which I think is kind of self-evident when you see the ones I have and how short some of them have gotten. I mean, if you look at the one I'm using right now, I should have done the lips and put pink there. I could probably go over it a little bit, but you know. The downside is how hard I'm having to press to kind of blend these. I don't know if you actually have to press as hard as I am. It's just how I'm using them, and that is kind of hurting my wrist just a little bit. Because I have tendinitis. So you can kind of see how short some of those have gotten. But I do have backups for my colours that I use the most of, so that's a plus. Right, this tiny little pink. The apple green is probably my favourite out of all of these. This one, the apple green. It's definitely very quickly my favourite out of all the Posca pastels. So if you're ever like, I can only buy a couple of Posca pastels, I would recommend getting the apple green. And then maybe skin tone. So, light orange and light ochre work really well as skin tones. And then there's brown. And then there's dark brown. So those four for basic ones. And then you'd also want to get like a nice pink. And then to work nicer with the skin colour, the darker skin colour, maybe a fuchsia for the blush. And if you wanted, you could really go and be more experimental with the way you shade skin and use yellow and orange. That tends to look really nice if you use it with the skin tones. At least I think it looks nice. I'm still practicing in terms of that, but I think it looks nice. I don't think I've really actually talked about this character a whole lot as we've been drawing her. So feel free to come up with names for her or little character quirks you think would suit her. Like, what's her favourite beverage? What kind of books does she like to read? Probably should have used this one before the apple green, actually. Yeah, well. This one is light green, and it's also quite nice. I also really like, I bought the backup colours from Hobbyland. Which lot arrived first? I think the ones from Hobbyland arrived first, and they sent a pen along with them that were by the same brand as the Posca pastels. I think it was them that did that. I'm like 33% sure it was them that did that. And then Hobbyland is based in Auckland, I think. Somewhere in the North Island. So I bought some backups from them, and then I realised I didn't get yellow or purple, which are two of the colours I'm using the mostest of. So I ended up putting in another order, but this time I ordered from Discount Office. Or is it Office Discount? I don't know. Either way, they're based in the North Island as well, and Hobbyland ended up emailing me because we don't get mail to our physical house. Well, our mail goes to our PO box, but Hobbyland ended up emailing me to ask for a physical address because apparently they couldn't ship the Posca pastels to a PO box. So I gave them the physical address, and then they shipped through post haste, and I'm not really a fan of post haste in terms of shipping, but they got here okay, and they all were not cracked. So, like, how do I demonstrate kind of material? Like, they don't seem like the sturdiest. I think they tend to get a bit warm and melty in my horrible gorilla hands. So, Hobbyland, they shipped them okay. They came in good, decent condition. They came with a free pen that I immediately gave to my grandfather. Discount Office, they shipped with NZ Post, which is what most of my mail typically comes through, and that went to the PO box just fine. And again, none of those came damaged, so, they did okay too. I don't know that I would buy from Office Discount again. Like, I think it'll be quite a while before I need more of these, or rather want more of these. The thing that, whenever I'm thinking about buying something, my nana's always like, okay, but is it a need or a want? So it's like, I don't like saying I need something, but next time I want more Posca pastels to, re-up my supply, I probably will get them from Hobbyland and not from Discount Office. I have been needing a new chair for at my desk, though. I don't know if I'm going to see what Discount Office has, or if I'm going to go to Mighty Ape, because I have bought probably way too many things from Mighty Ape at this point. I wish Mighty Ape sold these sketchbooks that I love so much, because I get these Talon's Art Creation sketchbooks from the Drawing Room, a store in Christchurch. I think I've bought online and had them shipped a couple of times, but I mostly have bought them in person, and I really like that store, but they don't use Afterpay, and, well, it's probably a good thing they don't use Afterpay, because I probably use Afterpay too much. So I would absolutely love if Mighty Ape had this brand of sketchbooks. I wonder if there's like a page on Mighty Ape where you can submit suggestions on things they add to their site, because that would be useful. And then they could get the things that I want to buy. I think it's been a while since I last recorded, so I guess I must just be feeling a bit chatty. Like, there's a few different things I feel like talking about. I still need to finish that little yellow sketchbook for the next sketchbook tour. I would do a solid blank colour for the background of this, but then we would be here for a while, and my wrist kind of hurts. Well, not my wrist. My wrist does kind of hurt, the one that was colouring, but also my hand is kind of crampy from holding the phone. I need to get something like something that can be set up on this little desk thing that I keep in my bed. Terry's snoring a little bit. You probably can't hear her, but she is in fact snoring a little bit. I need to get something that can hold my camera for me when I'm, recording in bed. And also, I was a bit goofy and I decided to sit here with my legs folded. And now my hips hurt. Look at her snoozy little face. I'm hoping I finish this sketchbook somewhat soon because I feel like I've been working in the sketchbook for a million years. I really like this sketchbook, but also I like finishing sketchbooks. I find it really fun to hold a sketchbook and go, this sketchbook is finished. And that's a really satisfying feeling. I also need to go inside and do some dishes because I had pancakes for breakfast and I need to do my dishes from those pancakes. But yes, I've had this sketchbook for a while, and see, I started it on the 9th of December last year, so we're like nearly 5 months into the sketchbook, and I would like to finish it soon. But I really like the sketchbook. I mean, I like the sketchbooks with the off-white colour a little bit better. You can see my gouache paint swatches. I like the ones with the off-white colour for the pages better, but, this one's alright too. About here is where I got the pastels. I did this page first, and then this page, I think, and then I went back. And I really like them. You can see how much I used the apple green at first. I love that apple green. Oop, there's the 24 colours. I love them. Characters. I was really enjoying using them. Like, they're so smooth to colour in with that I just enjoyed doing the big backgrounds, even if it... Well, I didn't press as hard when doing those backgrounds because I wasn't trying to blend colours in or anything. I just think that they're really nice to use. I enjoyed using them, so if you're like, I would like to try a new art supply, I definitely recommend them. And I will see you in the next Comfy Creations video. Ciao, ciao.